Kong in Valencia, California. See more better with freeprescriptionlenses.com. And today I'm going to cut Transitions XTRAactive Green with Crizal Sapphire for your RayBan 2132F. F standing for fit, the Asian fit, which I'll describe in a little bit. Color 6052, which is the black crystal in the 55 eye size. So let me begin. I'm going to take everything out. So Kong, are you? I can't assume you're a king. Can I call you Prince? Prince Kong? There's just been too many King Kongs. I want you to go by Prince Kong. All right. Look at this. So here's your frame with a crooked G15 sticker on there, because that's about how they come every time. Little plastic sleeve on the left temple to protect the temples from being rubbing together while it is being shipped from Italy. And of course, I'm going to put that on there when I ship to you. And of course, you're going to get all the manufacturer's original packaging, your RayBan box, and of course they didn't even put the sticker on there correctly, so that's what you get, when they mass produce these things. Great frame, don't get me wrong. I'm wearing the same thing in color 789, the blue orange, but again, this is the RayBan 2132F New Wayfarer, color 6052 in the 55 eye size. What they have done is they have thickened the nose pad area, and it is splayed outward to give a better fit on, for lack of better terms, ethnic nose eye. What's plural? Hippopotami. But this should fit a flatter nose, a flatter bridge than most of the Anglo-European noses that you see wearing these, including mine. So let's go ahead and begin. I'm gonna pop out your original demo lenses. You pop these down here and out of the way so I can get to work. I'm going to take your frame, put it into the tracing element of my edger, and hit start. A little stylus is going to pop up, and it's going to go around and trace the inside bevel of the right side of the frame before doing the same thing on the left. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed in quality. You buy a genuine, authentic RayBan frame and you'll receive one free pair of clear single vision prescription lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses. My receipt has my federal ID tax number, so if you have vision insurance or flex dollars you like to use, you will get reimbursed whether these are prescription or not. Kong, you know you need some prescription, so that's what we're making them for. So, what do with the frame? Here it is. So that is the shape we'll be cutting, only magnify. I'm going to minify it down so you can see that green outline, which is just like that. I'm going to magnify it while I work on it. So, let's see. Your pupillary distance for your right eye is 33.5. The computer starts at 32.5. So I'm going to tap this plus button twice till we're at 33.5. I want to raise the optical center height up to 23. And that's good. So let's come down here to my lensometer. I better bring this with me. Turn the axis wheel to 180, which for today's performance, 180 will be played by 0. Because really that's the same number, 0 and 180 on a straight line. Yeah, we'll take my word for it. Alright, so, hey, don't crowd me. Okay, you can crowd me. I'm going to turn the power drum to minus 150, which is the power of your right eye. One of these things has your lens in it. Is this the right, or is this the, I think that's an L. That's an R. Let's see if I can believe them. Of course, it's the same power on both eyes, so I just need to rotate it 1 degree to make it any different. So we're at 150. Put it in, find the... Is that going to be like, yeah, put it in, find the optical center. Come on, lensometer. Do I need to tighten you up? Do the tighten up. And that looks good. Let me check your astigmatism correction, which I'll explain in a moment. I want to get that centered in there just a little bit better. So you're in the dead center of the bullseye. I'm going to put 3 dots on here. I just put ink in here. This thing better work. If not, you get to hear my favorite 4-letter word of the day. Up, you have to wait a little longer. Well, actually, no. Okay, let's do it. My favorite 4-letter word of the day is ink. Inky. How's that? Let's put a little more on here. Today, we'll be using the Bombay Black India ink. And let me put a little bit on the tongue too. It's great for cold sores, flu, arthritis, rheumatism. Cures just about all. Put the lens back in, find the optical center, check your astigmatism correction, Big Ben, Parliament. Okay, we've been here before. Now let's put the 3 dots on there. You better ink. You better ink. Don't be messing with me. They never make you proud when you want. There we go. There's 3 dots on there. I'm going to put the first one there. Let's do the same thing for your left. I'm going to rotate it 1 degree to 1. Isn't it funny how 1 degree away is 1? Find the optical center. We're still on minus 150. Line up your astigmatism, the 2 crosses, the 2 curves, which I'll explain in a little bit. I'll give you a brief introduction with astigmatism. Is it dark when you close your eyes? Then at some point in your life you may have astigmatism. Are you sleepy right when you wake up? Are you hungry just before you eat? In that case, you're going to need glasses one day. And that is the left lens. So, where am I at? This is a block, or as I like to call it, Jenny from the block. Don't be looking at my orange name tag. I'll get to that later. But I need to attach this to your lens while it is cutting, so I need to use a double-sided adhesive sticker, of which I've got a couple right here, as we say here in the dirty South. I'm going to put a sticker on that one, put a sticker on this one. Now on the back is a little silver button. It's going to do its job twice today. The first time it's going to attach itself to something magnetical there in the arm. I'm going to pull the paper away to make the black side sticky, line that up. And the reason why I put the 3 dots on there is that it tells me that it's oriented in there just perfectly. That blue cross is the geometric center of your frame. If I were to measure vertically and horizontally, that's where the center of your eye is, just above that and inset. So I'm going to get everything lined up here. Let me do all that. Let me check one thing. We are good there. And let's hit the button. The arm's going to come down and place the block onto the right lens. Now let's do the same thing for the left lens. Get that lined up in there just so. Pull the paper away. Make the black side sticky, line up the magnet, line up these 3 dots, and hang on one second here, 1 second. Is that going to, that's not going to work either. Come on now, come on, let's see something. Let's see something, make sure I've got it right side up. Oh wait, hang on, we're at the pupillary distance is, need to change that for the left. There we go, there we go. Now it's going to make cut out. Now we're cooking with gas. So your pupillary distance is, for your right eye, is 33.5. For the left it is 32. Same optical center height. We're going to move that around. Everything's lined up good. We're going to hit that button. The arm's going to come down and place the block onto the left lens. So let me put that down in the tray. Let's grab the right. Let me pull up the shape onto the computer. That's the shape, and that's the little, you see the block right there, the picture of it? Isn't it cute? Okay, so these are polycarbonate lenses. Where's my stylus? I don't want to, mess up my cute finger there. If these were plastic lenses, high index plastic or Trivex, I would select that, or the best one, TBD, to be determined later. But we're going to stick with polycarbonate because that's what your lenses are made out of. I do not want to polish your lenses because the edge of your lenses is not going to be seen in this frame anyway, and I'm not a fan of polished lenses, and I'll go on that rant another day. I'll stick to this, stay on subject for now. But I'm not going to put a bevel on the front surface, the convex surface of the lens. I'm only going to put a bevel on the rear concave surface of the lens. Now this is the edger. While I'm running my mouth, I should have introduced you. Hello, edger. This costs $40,000. It weighs 200 pounds. I recommend everyone go out and buy their own. And then you can cut your own lenses at home on your kitchen counter. You won't need the guy with the orange bracelet and 2 thumbs like this guy to cut them for you. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about you. Look, it matches that. So it matches my outfit today. Matches my glasses. I got it going on. Yeah, that's right. You think you're the only Prince Kong? I am Prince Orange. So let's go ahead and put the lens into the chuck, or as I like to call it, the Charles, because I don't know this machine well enough to call it chuck. And let me take this off. That is what's going to hold it. That's the, now this is where the magnet does this job a second time today. It will attach itself into the chuck, and that's what holds it in place into the lathe. Let me put that back on there. In you go, in you go. Why me? Why me? It was your time. So, I don't want to forget, this is the left lens. Let me go ahead and mark that. This is, I'm going to put an L there. And if anyone missed any of that, let me recap. I'm not telling that joke for you. I'm telling it for me. I think it's, I've told that joke 1,000 times. And it gets funnier and funnier every time I tell it. So, all right, where are we at? We're going to hit start. Hit the green arrow, which is start in every language. The door closes. The clamp shuts after making some terrible sounds. And then the lens is going to be traced by 2 white styluses, making sure it's large enough to fit into the frame. You can see it's just going around tracing the shape. And then the old carpenter saying measure twice, cut once. It's measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly and precisely where to place the bevel so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing, of which you won't have any with your prescription in this frame. Now, if you see light flickering in the background, that is water there to catch the optical sawdust. Polycarbonate lenses cut dry, where plastic, high index plastic, and Trivex cut wet. Water will spray onto the edge of your lens for the last 20 seconds of the cutting cycle just to wash away any optical debris that forms during the cutting cycle that you see beginning to form on the edge of your lens now. Now, as I mentioned, your lenses are made out of polycarbonate, which are 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. They are virtually unbreakable. They are bulletproof up to 22 caliber, and they have both UVA and UVB protection built into the lens. Because we know what the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays can do to your skin. Your eyes are 8 times more sensitive than your skin. So you have permanent sunscreen for your eyes, unlike the lotions, creams, and sprays that you have to reapply every few hours when you're in direct exposure to the sun. This is permanent and never needs to be reapplied. I'll demonstrate the transitions portion later, but you have the new Crizal Sapphire 360, which does things. It blocks the harmful blue light, but it also does 3 things. It eliminates glare when driving at night, particularly driving at night in the rain, but street lights, stoplights, overhead, computer screens, fluorescent lights, and the such. I actually have LED fluorescents. How about that? It also goes by the initials ARC, which means anti-reflective coating, so it eliminates reflection. So when someone's looking at you, they're not looking at their reflection in your glasses, or if someone takes a picture with a flash, you don't see the flash lit up in your lens like you do on this lens. I also ordered your lenses since these were custom made aspheric. Aspheric simply means not spherical. This is a spherical lens that bulges in the middle, the standard lens that most people give you. In fact, when you buy a frame for someone, they charge you for the lenses. That's no bueno. And then they give you these spherical lenses, where I give you aspheric lenses on every single job, which is double no bueno. And then I give you the thinner, lighter weight lenses too. So that's what everyone gets. Now, you did get the Crizal Sapphire 360. That is the latest, greatest Crizal coating since the middle of September. The Crizal Sapphire 360 is a replacement for Prevencia, which has a purple coating, and it's not really a replacement. Women like that purplish hue, but men never really did, so they put that technology into the Sapphire, which has a blue to crystal-like clear hue on it at certain reflections. Plus, they changed the angle of reflection, so it has to be a much steeper or flat on than it was before, but it blocks the harmful blue light emitted from today's electronic devices such as computer screens, cell phones, tablets, the works. So, Crizal Prevencia and Crizal Sapphire are the only 2 anti-glare coatings that reduce the harmful blue light. Now, it does everything from disrupt sleep patterns to create ADD in kids, sleep apnea. What else is there? I'm just going to run my thumbnail around to make sure there's no debris, and I'll be shocked if this fits first time around, but we'll see. I'm going to tuck it in at the outside corner using my thumbs. Hey, I pressed down and it does fit. It's time for me to be shocked. You know, I must be wearing orthopedic shoes because I stand corrected. It fit first time around. But it also, the thing I like best about the blue blocking AR, anti-glare, is that it's the only thing that can help prevent the onset of macular degeneration, of which there is currently no cure for. So if no other reason, even though we spend so much today, and of course Kong, Prince Kong, soon to be King Kong one day, he does a lot of DVD editing. From when I was talking to him on the phone, he spends his whole life in front of a computer, and that's why this is going to help him tremendously with the blue light that comes off the computer screens. But if it can do anything to prevent macular degeneration, which is the overall health, then hats off to you. That's worth the price of admission. So let's go ahead and flip that over to L. Press that on there pretty well. Put that into the Chuck, the Charles, the Chucky baby. And let's go ahead and hit start. Just like before, the door closes, the clamp shuts. The lens is going to be traced by the 2 white styluses, making sure that it's large enough to fit into the frame. And you can see as it's going around tracing the shape of the left side of the frame. And just like before, measuring the thickness of the lens at every point in the whole circumference to know where to place the bevel so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing, of which you have none, because that's why I ordered the thinner, lighter weight lenses. And of course, in this frame, the plastic frames, you're not going to have any anyway. So let's go ahead and take this block off. It is no longer needed. Ooh, let me take the black sticker off. and I have made a monster. Someone has challenged me to save these from every video, so that's what these are. These are all from videos, and I'm going to stick that on there until eventually it's going to grow and grow and grow. I'm not doing it during the day with all the other jobs I cut, only on the videos. So that way you can track to see how many videos I've been doing. So I'm going to come down here to my lensometer, put the axis wheel back on 0, 180, put it in above that black dot, read the power, and I am getting, where's my flashlight? I've got a smaller one, I just can't find it. I'm getting 150, exactly halfway between 1 and 2. That is what your prescription reads, minus 150, minus 1 1/4 at 180. Now, the unit of measurement we use in the optical world is called a diopter. Starting at 0 and going up in quarter increments, so 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, 1, 1 1/4, 150. You have 6 steps of far-sighted correction. You are nearsighted. Without your glasses on, everything is much too large. So that's why there's a minus sign. It actually shrinks things down. It minifies to the correct size. So you're on the 6th rung of a ladder. Once everything is the correct size, you have an additional 5 steps of astigmatism correction. Now there is a stigma over the word astigmatism. It just means shape. It's like saying someone has straight hair, someone else has curly hair. You don't freak out when you hear that, but everyone freaks out over the word astigmatism. It is the fine-tune knob. So once it's the right size, we're going to fine-tune the edges so 6s and 8s don't look alike with the letters P and F, and we're going to turn that fine-tune knob to 180, almost if we're going to turn that. So we are at 180. I'm going to check your astigmatism correction, and we're at 275, 1 tick mark away from 3. Remember high school algebra? Well, I don't, so let me explain it a different way. If someone borrowed $1.50 from you and then they borrowed another $1.25, they would owe you $2.75. That's where we're at, $2.75 in the red, right before $3. Now these first two, you have essentially 2 curves. That 150, you have a far-sighted correction. Going this way, you have an astigmatic correction. These are both 2 curves, one steeper than the other. And it's how you line up those 2 curves to make everything nice and crisp. And we're going to turn that fine-tune knob to 180 for your right eye and 1 for the left. Now this is amazing. This is very rare. You have the same power. These first 2 numbers are real values to be concerned with. This number could be anywhere from 0 or 1, which it is, to 180. So you are actually 1 degree apart. You're almost the same power. In fact, within ANSI standards, you're allowed 3 degrees with your between 3 to 5 degrees where it can be off, and your brain will not realize that, although it's dead on. Don't worry about that. That's all the other companies out there, not me, that go by ANSI. I go by dead on bullseye. That's why I inspect everything in front of you before I ship. But it is rare that, because we are muscular, you have 6 eye muscles, and as we age, all the muscles in our body get weaker, including our 6 eye muscles, and that's why every few years you need stronger lenses, because your eye muscles get weaker. But to have the same power on both eyes and to be within 1 degree, that is very rare. So Kong, I don't need to tell you how rare you are. Now the frame sells for $150. The Transitions XTRAactive green, of course it comes in gray and brown, but you have the XTRAactive green that looks close to the RayBan lenses, which I'll show you in a little bit. Sells for $129.99. The Crizal Sapphire sells for $140 for a total of $419.99. Now the reason I'm wearing my orange badge, it is NC Comic-Con weekend. And my wife is texting me. So I have made my Batman lenses, dun dun dun, for Comic-Con. I'm gonna go over there and wear these. I wish I had a Batman suit to wear with it, but I don't. So, but as I was leading, your frame and lenses comes up to $419.99. You are in Valencia, California. If this was 1 penny more, it would be $420. Speaking of $420, I have these beauties for sale at www.420eyeglasses.com. So if anyone is interested and wants some of these, I will hook you up. I'll give you the deal. I can't front these to you. You got to pay for them. But now this, go to opticalcross.com and you will see many, many more. I have the bull statue from the city I'm in, the Bull City. I have a dog. My wife's nephew breeds German Shepherd, so I made a German Shepherd lens. I have the state of North Carolina now. If you want the shape of California or other countries, I can design those for you, but go to opticalcross.com to see more of these. This one only available at, and also because of the cross, I have the religious figure cross. That was the very first lens I came up with to help out a neighbor of mine who was suffering and found religion to comfort him. So I made a cross lenses for him to wear while he was at church and while he was going through cancer therapy. And I just continued on from there doing different shapes. This one I didn't want to interfere or step on anyone's religious toes, so I have this on its own website, which again is 420eyeglasses.com. So let's come down here. Let's check your left lens. Let's go ahead and pull that one out. My wife's texting me again. What'd I do? Here's the paper towel. Yes, dear. I'm talking about her. She has been my salvation. She is my rock, my angel, all the above, and my lunch maker. Not that I ask her to do it. She enjoys doing it. She makes my lunch for me every day. So that is called Schwarf. That's some of the optical debris that's left over from your lens. I used to, in my early videos, you would see me wipe it on the floor. I do not do that anymore. I promised my wife that here in the new lab, I would keep clean. So honey, this one's for you. Take my trash can out and I'm going to throw it in there. That's for my loving wife. I promised I would do that with my new lab and keep it clean, unlike my old lab. So let's go ahead and make sure this one fits. Tuck it in at the outside corner using my thumbs. Press down, it snaps right in. I love this about the Asian fit. Usually the 55 eye size in the RayBan 2132, I have to take it down. The 52 that I wear goes in just like your lens is in, as easy as it can be. The 55 always requires more, but on the Asian fit, I guess this one's a piece of cake. So anyone out there who is not happy with the way their glasses are fitting because of the shape of their nose, try the F series. You will always see the letter F afterwards. And it just means fit. It has a wider fit and it's going to be more comfortable to you. So let's come back down here, spin the axis wheel, that fine tune knob to Uno, and I can translate that for you if anyone needs me to. Check the power. I am getting minus 150, exactly halfway between 1 and 2. Let's check your astigmatism correction. We're going to end up at the 275 also. 275. So I couldn't have made those any better if I'd made them myself. Let's check the pupillary distance, 33.5 for the right, 32 for the left. So that is a total of, let me do the math in my head. Oop, turn those over. Turn those back over. 65.5. So let's flip the card around. I'm going to place the PD stick against my thumb on the right lens. And then we get to the left lens. We're getting 65.5. So that is cut perfectly. So let me go ahead and clean everything off here. So in all of my videos, as I clean your lenses, I mentioned that when you get these in the mail, and of course free shipping anywhere in the US, and California is still in the US, but there's free shipping anywhere in the continental US as well as military bases and American outposts. But when you get these in the mail, there's a small chance that these could fit too loose or too tight. However, there's an 80% chance that one side could fit higher than the other. That's because 80% of people have one ear that is higher than the other. And because of that statistic, 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments if you ask them. So just pop into your local shop and just tell them if it's too loose or too tight, or if it's sitting high on one side. It only takes about 30 seconds to a minute to adjust a pair of glasses perfectly. But I'm going to get them into standard alignment, also known as a 3-point stance. Let me just finish cleaning here. The 3 points are, got my fingerprint on there. Hang on, I missed a spot down there. Did I miss a spot? There we go. The 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. Hang on, final cleaning here. Final cleaning. Actually, why am I using my cloth out of my pocket? I'm going to use yours. So, 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. I press down. There is no wobble. When I say wobble, I'm part of the 80%. When I take mine off and I press down, they wobble on the counter, but they sit level on me. So for those of you keeping score at home, I'm wearing the RayBan 2132 New Wayfarer in the 52 eye size versus the 55. You know, Kong's bigger than me. You know, it's something I'm working through. I'm getting counseling and treatment. I'm getting injections. Yeah, so yeah, Kong's bigger than me. But anyway, so I'm wearing color 789, which is the punchline to my favorite kids joke. Why is 6 afraid of 7? Because 789? No, because 7 is a registered 6 offender. All right, that's enough. Enough bad jokes. Put mine back on so I can see what I'm doing. And the reason why I wear that blue-orange is because of my blue-orange shirt, my blue-orange cleaning cloths, my free prescription lenses ones, and my wife, to outdo herself, got me some blue-orange socks to go with it. So, yeah, I'm just too cute today. I can't help it. So this is what your lenses look like clear. I'm going to go ahead and activate them one time around. Isn't that Crizal Sapphire beautiful? That blue hue to it. I don't know if you can pick it up. Very masculine color. Love it. Love it. And it blocks the harmful blue light and prevents you from getting macula. Love it. So this is what your lenses look like clear. I'm going to go ahead and activate them under a strong burst of ultraviolet light. As you can see, it takes about 45 seconds to a minute for a pair of transition lenses to turn all the way dark. Now this is important, Kong. Pay attention. All transition lenses will turn dark on day 1 and continue to darken every day for the first 2 weeks that they're exposed to light. After that, they will work at maximum performance for years. The only time they won't work is behind the windshield of a car, because your windshield blocks the harmful UV light that causes the dashboard to crack from sitting in the sun. Now, having said that, you have the Transitions XTRAactive. My transition lenses will only get about 10 to 20% dark in a car. Your XTRAactive will get between 30 and 50% dark behind a windshield. No other transitions will do that. Now, they're also temperature sensitive. The regular transitions, they will get darker when it's 85 and below than they will when it's 95 and above. Transitions XTRAactive are designed for extra active people who spend a lot of time outdoors, and they will get much darker in hotter weather versus the Transition 7 lenses that I am wearing. So if you want a really dark lens, and of course I should have showed it before doing it, my lenses retain about 3 to 5% hue indoors. The Transitions XTRAactive about 5 to 7, but you almost can't tell them apart. So this is the first time they have been activated. Don't worry, they're going to keep getting darker. Come on, Kong, we talked about that. That is the XTRAactive green. It looks just like the G15 lenses that came out of here. How about that? That's pretty good. Way to go, Transitions, to come up with a lens that makes you look like you're rocking the standard original manufacturer's G15 lenses that come in the frame. So as I keep yapping, these are going to lighten up. But yeah, I should have demonstrated the XTRAactive. But you know, rewind the video. You can see when I held it up just now how clear they really were. The XTRAactive does cost more because it does more. It gets darker in hotter weather, and it works when driving. That's the one downside to Transitions. Everybody wants sunglasses when driving, and the Signature 7 lens don't do that. So I have to custom make. There is no stock standard. When you see me take a lens out of a paper packet in my videos, that's a stock lens that I can just pull off a shelf. The XTRAactive has to be custom made per each individual, and it takes a little bit longer. But if you can wait a few more days, you get a much better product. So that's that. If anyone has any questions, you can email me at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com, or simply click the contact me button, or go to the comment section down below. I'm pointing down below the video. Below the description, you can leave a comment or a question. I'll respond back to that. In fact, while you're down there, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more. If you want to follow me in other media, I'm on Instagram as Free Prescription Lenses, and I'm on Twitter as Free RX Lenses, because I had to use a shorter username on Instagram. But that's that. I cannot thank you enough, Kong, for purchasing from a small independent businessman, unlike the the big giant places that are not local and literally own 80% of all the optical shops out there and dominate the industry. You chose to do business with me, and I cannot thank you enough for giving me the opportunity to provide for you Transitions XTRAactive lenses with Crizal Sapphire for your RayBan 2132F New Wayfarer, color 6052, which is the blue crystal in the 55 eye size. Again, if anyone wants some Batman lenses or other cool, if you want me to design your own lenses, again, you can reach out to me at the opticalcross.com website, or if some of you want something a little bit more playful for your personality, 420eyeglasses.com. But that's it. I hope you enjoyed watching, and if anyone, you know how to find me, but everyone else now has the chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.